What's going on, guys? We just got done watching the Chucky season 1. I guess it is season 1 because we are getting a season 2, which I did not expect, but I guess it's a nice surprise. But the Chucky season 1 finale. I had to end up watching it a day late because they were very slow to post towards the last few episodes for some reason, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read over my notes, and then she can chime in whenever she would like. So, let's see. Right off the bat with the intro, we get the previously on fucking Chucky. Just a nice little way to keep it interesting. Sometimes I think Jennifer Tilly do the intro and Chucky and that, but this time we had the doll voice previously on Chucky. Nice little touch. They make fun of Andy's height in this episode right off the bat, which I'm confused. Is the actor, is he like just notably short? I didn't really notice, but I guess
I've noticed, but I don't know what his height is.
He never grew from his age and his height in Child's Play 1.
He's 5'5", my height.
Okay, well I guess that is
in comparison to other grown men.
That's not too far off from my height either, so I fucking hated this episode because of that. And then we see Chucky hide in the toilet to get away from Andy, because I do like that. I think Andy is the only thing that Chucky is really afraid of, and you see that, like I said, because he's going to the lengths to hide in the toilet just to get away from him, because he knows that's what he has to do. Because
Andy doesn't hesitate.
Yeah, he's so on the nose, even so much so later on in the episode, Jennifer Tilly or Tiffany sets a trap for Andy, and Andy is able to see ahead and completely go past it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. He's afraid of him. We get a nice little recap of Chucky going over all the ways that he's been killed throughout the movies, saying all the stuff he's afraid of, axes, fire, industrial fans, stuff like that. So that was a nice back reference. We had, I'm pretty sure, a reference to, I know it was a reference to The Shining, which I believe we've done before, maybe not, but he comes through the curtain and he says, here's something, I don't know.
Here's Chucky, but there's another reference where he does the same thing in Seed of Chucky at the end, where Jennifer Tilly's in the hospital and Tiffany is there in the doll with Glenda, and she's trying to do the spell at the end really quick. So he chops down the hospital door, and he sticks his face in, and he goes, I can't think of a thing to say right now.
Yeah, I think that was out of the two ways that they did it, that was definitely the preferred way, the seed way she's talking about. Because that's something I'll say overall. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's just some of the dialogue, I think, and the acting feels a little bit off, a little bit corny. Some of it really does. And some, I don't think it just doesn't quite have that punch that they wanted to have. And
let me know if he looks like a bum in the comments.
Some of it does, but not all of it. So yeah, they had a reference to Shining and then Psycho, for sure. Kyle, I like her dialogue mocking fucking Lexi when she comes in. She says freaking something, and Kyle kind of shoots back at her with a freaking back. Like, it's just so weird for her to say, childish kind of. Let's see. So they try to explain the voodoo splintering stuff, and it's literally not any different than, it's not answering anything about it for me at all. It's just, again, it's turn your brain off kind of fun that you got to have with this show for sure, and the Chucky franchise overall since Bride. But he splinters himself into dolls. Maybe I just need to watch Cult again, because does he have to go over individual dolls and do the spell, I guess? And maybe that's why he wants somebody to kill for him, so that way do the dolls just appear out of themselves and they don't have to have that many dolls? The dolls just appear, because they did make it clear at least that it has to be a good guy doll, except for Nika. Why except for Nika?
I just said except, but didn't explain why.
Yeah, it's like, this is not answering anything. You're saying what I already know, because you don't know how it works, or you're going to explain it in season 2, because we still don't know the master plan, because Jennifer Tilly said, you can't finish the plan without me, right? So I guess we don't have the whole thing. But right now, as much as we do have, I hope that we get more. But I worry with some of it that we won't. But all right. Anyway, because people already didn't like the voodoo stuff, the duplication stuff to begin with. I was cool with it, but I'm not cool with the dumbass explaining with the whole plot line of this for him to create an army. Whenever he just already did the same thing, it would just take more time. But Chucky's got nothing but fucking time, really, where he could sit and gather these dolls and do the thing. So maybe the dolls just appear, and that's why it's different, right? If you understand what I'm saying. So, I'm glad Kyle saved the kids, I guess, by knocking them out. Because I think it would have been weird for like Andy or Kyle to bring like two kids into combat because they're like they're probably like 40 something years old, 30 something. I just think it would have been strange. There was one scene that was really funny. There was a couple scenes. They knocked down Nika once, and I thought it just looked kind of funny the way she fucking flopped down and
when Tiffany slapped her.
Yeah,
that shit was funny.
And then I think Chucky was in Nika's body and possessed or whatever, and then Tiffany gets hit, and I thought that looked funny too. Yeah, and then I love the part. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, where one of my favorite probably Chucky and Tiffany moments for the whole season 1, where the little Chucky doll comes running up to Tiffany, and she picks it up, and she's all happy to see it. And
tickling him.
Yeah, and she's telling the other, Chucky, whatever, to fuck off. She's done with that one. She's ready for the new one, because they're always good when they're fresh, but then eventually they start to wear on each other. But now she can just get a different one, So that was funny. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, she's tickling him. You're saying they forgot the tattoo on her, I guess, on her chest, on Tiffany's chest, but maybe that was for the different.
But she's Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, maybe that's what that was. She said it looked like a talk show in there. It did look kind of silly the way the dolls were just like they were like the audience, and then you had Nika, Devin, everybody as the talk show going on.
Yeah, they were sitting there laughing, and then it panned out.
Yeah,
and it looked like a fucking talk show. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, maybe that was by design. We get a nice callback to Andy's babysitter, Chucky killing Andy's babysitter. And then
Aunt Maggie.
So are the dolls, the fucking duplicate dolls? Are they just like, what is their IQ? Are they just like dumber than Chucky? What I'm trying to say, like the questions they ask, they're kind of fucking doping around, dumb. Are they like, how does their mindset work? They're just born to follow this one Chucky. You know what I mean? It's just, again, it's turn your brain off kind of stuff with this.
Don't think too much about it, or you're not gonna understand it.
Yeah, for the most part. But what is their mindset? What are they coming into? You know what I mean? It's I guess it's no different than the other dolls from Cult.
Yeah, I wonder if they woke up and they're like, why the fuck give me? Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, or they already know. I don't know. It's just, again, the stupid, like they're asking questions because they're fucking dumb. They're just a bunch of dopes. Each time he duplicates, his intelligence is spread out between each doll. Again, questions that I have about it, I don't know. And then later on in this episode, Chucky was talking about the power of Dumbala, the power of the amulet. It makes him super strong, but he was weak without the knife or something. Does it come from the knife?
No, they were just saying that he is nothing without the knife. I mean, they were just standing on top of him, like, I mean, he had his full weight on him.
Yeah, but what's his name? Jake pushes him off, gets the strength to push him off. Like,
I would assume that he's just the strength of what his normal body would have been. So yes, it's possible to fight him off. It's not like he's Hulk or anything like that, but he's not the strength of a doll.
Almost like his powers just faded, like his super strength just went, and he went back in his doll form for a second. But why was he able to just push him off? But again, can't think too much about it, because I don't care. Even if you had Charles on top of that kid, I don't think he's going to be pushed. Maybe if it was the Nika, like the Charles that we got from this, that one maybe, but not the actual guy. Anyway, let's see. It's kind of dumb, the whole "you're upside down now" line. I don't think that Tiffany, whenever she cut off his head, that he would have been upside down from her perspective. Oh, and were they alluding that Chucky is like bisexual? Maybe again you're reading too much into it, but Nika is a female, so she's been having sex with females and dudes too. So, how does that? Were they saying like, oh, so Chucky, yeah, he can go both ways? I don't know what that was. But lots of woke stuff to go around in this. But it's always kind of been that way anyway with the Glenn and Glenda. So let's see. The super interesting revelation, I think, I really liked that we got to figure out that Jennifer or Tiffany was the one who called the cops on Chucky in the first movie, because we didn't see how he had gotten caught. Like, where did he slip up? What happened? Why are they chasing him in the first movie? And that's something that works and I think fits. And and
it's funny because they go to the lengths of sabotaging and killing each other, so it's not something that surprised me. I mean, it was surprising to see because it was something that I didn't think would ever be. It wasn't really anything I questioned. It wasn't anything I was looking for an answer to, but it made sense.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that they hadn't tried to cover it, fill that plot hole before, or just answer that before now. Let's see. There was a couple little funny moments in there whenever they're in the house before the house blows up too. With the two Chucky, with the Nika Chucky and the doll Chucky talking to each other, and Jennifer comes over and starts talking shit like, my mom, my mother always said all this, and they both look at each other like, oh, she's not fucking talking to me, man, she's talking to you, because they're both the same person, right? So it's funny. We get a Glenda mention here actually by Tiffany talking about where she got her dress.
The bomb.
Oh, we got the bomb from. Okay, so yeah, all right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm pretty sure because I saw somewhere. I think it was on Twitter, where the showrunner had said that Glenn or Glenda, they're both, or one of them is going to be in the season 2, and I'm pretty sure that was the hand. I'm skipping ahead, but I'm pretty sure that was the hand at the end that we see of one of them coming into town, unless it's supposed to allude that Kyle made it out. But I think it was somebody else that we don't know who it is, and I think it could be one of them, because if they're supplying the bombs, then clearly they're in on something, where they are bad. So I'm thinking it's Glenn or Glenda. And then there's a line in here, kill the twink by Chucky. I'm surprised they put that in, that's highly offensive. Talking about Devin. And then let's see. Yep, I already said I like that the trap didn't kill Andy, or didn't fool Andy, and it didn't kill him either. I was glad about that. However, Kyle's fate is still left up in the air. I'm glad that they didn't just leave the fate of both of them up in the air. That would have really pissed me off. I think I'm leaning more towards that Kyle didn't get killed. I think she's probably injured, and that's why we don't see her.
I don't think she did. Because the newspaper clip said fatalities reported. They put multiple, but obviously it's not multiple. If Nika, Jennifer, Devin Jr. and what's his name? Alex Vincent. What's his name? Andy. They all made it out. The only other person there was Kyle. So
yeah.
Who else would have died, unless they're talking about this decapitated Chucky doll that was bleeding?
I think it's a little weak to kill her off screen in that way, but at the same time, if you have too many Terminator Billy badasses out there, then it's going to make it hard for the plot progression. That's why they have to get rid of Andy and stuff like that through scenes, because you can't have Andy in a scene with just a Chucky doll, because he's more than likely not going to let the doll get the drop on him ever. And pretty much the same with Kyle too. So that's why you kind of got to act him off, but I don't know. I didn't really like the off-screen death for her.
And if she didn't die, then who the fuck died?
Yeah.
So
and then
it doesn't make sense.
They did show a clip at the end with the explosion. Whenever Chucky's talking on the after credits and saying that he got a kill off in the explosion too. So I'm still, in TV and movies with this kind of stuff, when you don't actually see it, there's always that little possibility in there, I think. But yeah, so I'm just kind of, but I didn't really prefer the off-screen death for her, but still cool that we got the original actress back for even that little bit of time, I guess. And yeah, I just would have thought maybe Andy would have been, I would like to see him more upset about that, but then again, maybe the actor just didn't have the chops to pull off a scene to show that he was upset about her.
Which is crazy, because he was a great actor when he was a little kid.
He was. I think he did all right in this episode, but yeah, definitely not good. Not many people on the show, I think, do a great job. No. But anyway,
I don't even like Nika's character really, or like anything about her storyline, but I think she's really like the best actress in there right now.
I agree.
Not even Jennifer Tilly. I love her, but
she feels like she's doing like a cosplay or something, or like
yeah, she's like over exaggerating herself.
Yeah,
like,
but it's it's still cool to have the old nostalgic actors and all that. But yeah, they don't do a good job, and even the kids, of course, they don't do very well. I think Devin's maybe fine. I don't know, but Nika is definitely the strongest one out of the bunch. I feel like she kind of tapered off towards the end too, because I feel like she kind of looked around and was like, oh, I don't really have to try that hard to be the best one here. Nobody else is, so I'm gonna kind of back up just a little bit. But anyway, she's good. So we got a fucked up line from Tiffany at the fundraiser, and I do like that they influence and still bring up that she is a celebrity and have that kind of carry out. But we get a line from her where she says, I'm sure one sick kid can take care of itself, whenever they keep the doll for the little girl who's whining over it.
sister.
Yeah, I like that. And then they're showing the movie Frankenstein, which is a nice callback to Bride whenever they show the Bride of Frankenstein. Although I do think it was problematic because with Junior's death, I felt like they dragged out that scene just to correspond with the movie scene, right? So you can have the death or whatever drama kind of mirror what was going on just a little bit. But yeah, it's still cool that they did the whole Bride of Frankenstein thing again. The whole shit in the theater, this is again another death where I'm like, listen, I'm not a doctor or whatever, know how deaths work and how they affect the body, but this reminds me of the needle thing in the hospital where the blood comes out of the ears and the eyes. In the theater, whenever they're getting stabbed in their ass or their nuts or vagina, gooch, whatever, they start like bleeding out of there's shots where they're bleeding out of and I don't think we saw Chucky go for a thing here, but they're like got blood all over and he's just laying in the theater a couple times with blood and shit, and I think it would come out of your mouth, probably most likely, but from something like that, from getting it in the stomach. But
would you even die from that? I mean, I'm sure it's severely painful unless there's like a major artery down there, but even then it wouldn't be an instantaneous death. And when he killed the second girl, she screamed, but obviously Lexi's dad didn't scream whenever he first got a knife in his asshole.
Yeah,
because nobody knew that he was dead.
I guess he liked it. He was liking it at first. I don't know. And then Junior and Lexi, I did like how they were kind of setting them up to be the new, like a younger Chucky and Tiffany, I guess, is the way it was meant to be mirrored, but they didn't go through with it. So I almost don't know if I would have preferred them to go through with it or not.
No, because that means they would be the main characters for next season.
Yeah, true. So, let's see. Chucky's whole thing, I think it's pretty cool. Him talking about how he'll be remembered for being a serial killer, because that is the way it goes in real life, with serial killers. Nobody really remembers the names of the people that get killed by them, but you always remember the killer and their story. So I like that. And then, let's see. I do like the line where Chucky is like, that is so gay, whenever Jake is pouring his heart out saying that, I don't believe this, but Jake believes it anyway,
I don't believe it either.
That his dad would have been okay with him being gay if he had saw that he met Devin. I know, but Chucky says what we're all thinking, man, that is so gay, that was hilarious. And then the whole eye pop out scene was pretty good. I mean, you got to get some gory death, so his eyes pop out and he gets strangled, and he's the strangler, So I like that.
He said, I don't need that shit. He's my berry. And
oh, yeah, I did like that too. Yeah. Let's see. Junior's death, I mean, it felt so cheesy whenever he just kind of like Romeo and Juliet, like, lays there and, like, I tell everybody, I'm sorry. And he goes out. I mean, I don't think he's like, I don't know. I guess he is that bad. I mean, they're all just like, most of them, like we said, except for Nika. So then, let's see. And then I like whenever we have Andy. Andy is alive. He comes back and he almost saves the day. I thought if they were going to go for a series end, it would have been a good way to end the series. Maybe Andy, like, it would have been dumb, of course, if you think about it, because he could have just burned the truck or something. But maybe if Andy like drives the car off of a bridge or something, you know, and sinks down with all the dolls, and he kind of closes his eyes and he's at peace, you know, and all the Chucky dolls are drowning or something, you know. But no, it seems like, I mean, they're continuing it, and
I don't think he would. I think he wouldn't feel at peace if he was dead, because he knew that Chucky would always come back, and there's got to be somebody out there to take care of that shit.
Right. So, but yeah, I was worried for Andy in that moment. He flips off Tiffany. I like that too. And she kind of screams, you know, no. Again, it was like a little cringy, right? It was really scream, no. But yeah. So, and then we see the Tiffany doll actually come back, which was surprising, but I like that as well. You know, super iconic for the series as well. So it's going to be cool to see what that's all about, where that goes, how that
even fucking happened.
Yep.
Because Tiffany was like, hey, Chucky can split his soul. I want to do that too. That seems cool.
Yep.
Because I know she still had the doll when she moved into Jennifer Tilly. Because at the end of Seed,
Yep.
it's Glenda's birthday. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, some of the kids want to see the doll. So she takes the doll outside. She still has it, of course. But
right.
There's obviously two of her, because she's in Jennifer Tilly and in Doll, unless they're splitting from that, which also doesn't make sense. There's a lot of things that just don't make sense with the soul splitting and
yeah, it'll make for an interesting premiere though, to, you know, of course, like I said, have that doll back and see Andy try to get the drop on her. Reminds me, she had a gun on somebody in Bride too in the RV, right? They were doing that same bit. But anyway, so and I forgot we had a line from Tiffany here whenever she's talking to the driver. She's like, don't be late or I'll kill you. Just kidding, I won't. Nah, I will. I'll kill you. That was pretty.
Actually, no, she goes, actually, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that line from her, I think, was pretty good, because it almost felt like it might have been put in there by her just a little bit, the actress. And then, holy shit, they did Nika so damn dirty. Dear God. Yeah, they took her. I'm wondering, will they do some type of voodoo thing to get her limbs back? Because otherwise, I don't know what she can possibly do in this story. I mean, it's already hard enough, I'm sure, writing for a character that can't walk, you know, in a story like this. And now she has no limbs. It's almost like they just made her character a joke, which is
she's just a voice. That's all she is.
Yeah, which is messed up, because she's you know, I think she is an interesting character and, you know, good actress and everything. That's Brad Duff's Chucky's voice actor. That's his daughter. So I don't know why they did that.
I think they're still gonna do fine. I mean, I know why Tiffany did it, but
that's a nightmare.
It was just fucked up. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna say that Tiffany wasn't always fucked up. Of course, I knew that, but it just wasn't to this extent. I've seen her, you know, murder people that she's never even seen before.
Yeah, you might as well have killed her. I mean, think about being a paraplegic. That's your worst nightmare. Your hands are literally the thing you're most grateful for. I mean, she might as well like blind her at this point and make her deaf too, and just, you know, she's just I don't know what she wants her around for. Yeah, just her talking company, or I don't know. It's just messed up. And I already don't like the fact that they're making it a romantic thing. Her obsession from Nika, I'm not really sure where it comes from. I'm fine with it. Just explain it a little bit better, you know. But
yeah, because she's like talking about how, when sometimes Chucky's not here, I can feel when it's you looking at me and stuff. And I'm like, they've never really had like intelligent conversation, because Nika's always terrified of you. Like, begging for her life is the only thing you've ever heard her say.
Yeah.
And if she's looking at you, it's also out of fear, unless she likes the fear aspect. I don't know, but still, to be so in love with someone that she chose to kill Chucky and risk her life instead of just killing her because she was that much. It wasn't like, I just had a little crush on her. She's like in love with her.
Yeah, obsessed.
I don't get it.
So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Nika gets to come back in some way, and things turn out better for her. I just don't know how they possibly can. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Like I said, we get the little tease with somebody. I'm thinking it's Glenn or Glenda, because they would have to be, I mean, adults now, right? I mean,
what if the teacher actually is Glenda, like we talked about before, because she was at the cemetery, and I was thinking, why the fuck is she there? Like,
maybe.
You know, why this random teacher that we saw in the first 2.5 episodes?
Maybe she just
why is she in the fucking? Why is she in the cemetery watching them mourn over Junior? I mean, and it was so apparent, like, hey, she's here. You need to see that she's here watching them, like she knows what's going on. And then you just see the glove in the distance. So, like, what if that is Glenn and Glenda?
Yeah. Be glad to see him, though. We've been saying that we want to see him. I just hope that they have a bookend to all of this, which I'm thinking they do, because most of the time with stories like this that they've been setting up since, Curse, if you have a beginning, then most of the time you probably have an idea where it's going to end, kind of, for at least if it's the same showrunner doing all of it.
And they have the ability to. I mean, they have the people, the money, the strings to pull. They got Sci-Fi and USA on this. I don't think that neither or both are going to drop this project. I mean, it's right under Squid Game right now. Yeah, apparently, it's very. Yeah, did I not send you that?
No.
It was like #1 shows in the U.S. and it's right under Squid Game. It's number 2.
Wow. I just hope that, again, Brad's getting old. He's getting old. I
just hope he makes it to finish.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah, but let's see. I think that was pretty much it. We didn't get the big final thing that I was wanting, and we may not. Well, no way Nika's fighting anything, so no battle with Nika. Chucky.
She might self-sacrifice somehow. Like, just give me the lighter or give me the match and put it in my mouth and I'll run it and I'll just kill myself because I don't want to live like this or some shit like
maybe.
that.
I hope not, though. I would like for something to happen with it.
Give me some bomb switch and I'll just put it in my mouth and click it when I'm ready because I am not staying like this.
And maybe with Kyle dead, like I said, maybe we may not have that big battle, with everybody like I had envisioned. Kind of disappointing there, but we'll see. We got another season coming up. And yeah, it's going to be not soon enough. So yeah, let us know what you thought about the series overall, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with season 2. Like I said, hopefully they're able to get it out pretty quick. I guess probably next fall is what we can expect.
That's what I'm thinking.
So yeah, see you in our next video.